Hello everyone and welcome back to week 2 of 50 poses in 5 weeks. As you can see, we're going to have a little bit more fun in this episode with the background colors versus week 1. As these weeks continue, we're going to keep adding more and more fun to every single episode as we go along. Now let me tell you why I chose the colors that I did. We have the baby blue on this side and we have its darker opposite, which is more of the navy indigo violet color. So the reason why I chose these two colors is because they contrast certain facial features. Well, continuing the theme for this entire series, furniture, week 2 we're centering these poses around the stool. The stool itself is a very common, if not the most common furniture item that you will find in a studio. Now you may say, well, I don't have a stool, and that's okay. A chair is a great contrasting opposite piece of furniture to use. Granted, it may not have the rung, which we will be using the rung in this episode for a lot of the poses. For the first pose, I'm going to stay in the exact position that I'm in, but I'm just going to go ahead and relax my arms. I'm taking advantage of the lighting that's happening so that way my facial features and structures are being accented. For our second pose, I'm going to go ahead and shift the leg that's already on the floor over just the slightest. Remember I mentioned in week 1 you want slight adjustments to your poses, not drastic movements. This will make you more comfortable and it'll also help your posing game. So for this pose, I'm going to teach you a very popular technique that's used by models all over the world. It's acting like you're tucking in your shirt. Now you may say, well, I don't have a shirt that I'm tucking into anything right now. That's okay, you may be wearing a jumper. You can still use this posing technique by resting your hand on the base of your lower back. For our third pose, we're going to get in a very relaxed position. Make sure you have all your tension released for this pose. It's going to be very stress-free. For our fourth pose, I'm going to go ahead and use that posing technique that I mentioned in pose 2 about tucking in your shirt, except I'm going to use both of my hands. For our fifth pose, I'm going to go ahead and bring both of my feet up on the stool rail and lean forward with one hand in the other. For our sixth pose, I'm going to go ahead and leave my feet exactly where they are, but I'm going to add to that shirt tucking in technique that I've mentioned for poses 2 and 4. For our seventh pose, we're going to go ahead and be on the opposite side of the stool. With this pose, I want you to place the hand on the opposite side of which you're facing on the back of the stool. Then place your other hand on your outside leg. Almost as if you're cracking your back. If you know what I mean when you're reaching behind a chair to twist and crack your back, very similar to that, except this is going to be an aesthetic version of it. For our eighth pose, I'm going to go ahead and widen my stance just the slightest and place my outside far arm resting very loosely on this leg and my other hand on my neck. For our ninth pose, we're going right back over to the opposite side. For this pose, we're going to get a little bit unique, abstract, and moody. I'm going to go ahead and place both of my hands almost like I'm climbing down the chair. And now for our 10th and final pose, which is probably the most common and iconic pose used by models all over the world when posing with a stool. I'm going to go ahead and place the back of my palms on the front of the stool. Now you can have your feet wherever you want for these poses, but for this pose, I'm going to go ahead and widen my stance just a little and lean in. Well, there you have it, 10 new poses to add to your posing repertoire. If you've been keeping up with the other episodes, you're now at a total of 20 new poses that you could be adding to your social medias, your photo books at home, your galleries, your portfolios, whatever you want to use them for. Also, don't forget we still have 3 more episodes of this series to go. If you enjoyed these videos, don't forget to like, comment, and share. And I hope each of you have an amazing day wherever you are located in the world. Stay safe, stay positive, and never stop smiling.